I have a very disturbing story to tell you today. This one comes from our viewer William, who had an experience with a clown at his school festival that altered his life forever. Let's dig into the creepy specifics. Okay, so our friend William has always been a bit naughty, constantly getting into problems. One day his school decides to have a festival and invites a clown for some laughs and entertainment. William had no idea how much this clown was going to affect his life. The clown, with his large, multicolored shoes and painted-on smile, summoned William on stage for a stunt. William, being the excellent sport that he is, played along. The audience was laughing, and everything appeared normal. However, as the concert concluded, the clown gave William this scary, smiling mask as a thank you present. And that's when things took an unexpected turn. William carried the mask home, believing it was a unique keepsake. But then, everything changed. His buddies observed a shift in how he behaved. He kept talking about how the clown came to see him every day and brought him toys and whatnot. That might seem innocent, but it wasn't. It became like a bizarre fixation. His pals, being excellent friends, began poking fun of him for his imaginary clown companion. You could assume it was all a joke, but it was not. It definitely hit home for William and had a significant impact on him. So here's the deal, people. William's life took a negative turn. He began to lose contact with reality, and his recollections faded like an old snapshot. The laughter that previously filled the school hallways has changed into gloomy He couldn't focus on his studies and had to drop out. I can't describe it, you understand? It's as if the clown left a bit of itself within that mask. It was more than a joke. It was something terrible, and every time I put on the mask I felt its presence, like if it were consuming. That is what William told me. So, there you have it, guys. A seemingly innocent school event developed into a nightmare from which William could not escape. If you ever doubted the power of a clown's laughter, consider it again. Share your opinions in the comments section below and give us your own terrifying experience. Don't forget to click the like button and stay tuned for more thrilling stories. Until next time, be curious and creepy. Hey, so I've had to tell you about a bad event that occurred to my friend James when he was a youngster. Every year in his American village, they had a fair with swings, clowns, and other attractions. The atmosphere is distinctly small town. Hello, folks. I have something rather scary to share with you today. This story comes straight from my friend James, who witnessed something so terrifying during a fair in his town that he still gets agitated just thinking about it. Let us go straight into this spine-tingling story. So my friend James was visiting his hamlet in good old America, and there used to be an annual fair. This was not your normal fun fair with cotton candy and laughing. Instead, it held a sinister secret. Throughout the day, James had a great time exploring all of the traditional fair attractions, such as swings and clowns. But little did he know that the true nightmare awaited him once the sun went down. See, James, being the adventurous kind, decided to slip out of his house at night and return to the fair alone. Nobody knew he was going, but he couldn't resist the attraction of the nightlife celebrations. When he arrived, it seemed like a deserted town. The once busy carnival was strangely still, and the darkness appeared to swallow everything up. Undeterred, James approached the circus tent, thinking it would be a great area, but what he discovered inside was everything but enjoyable. The atmosphere was dense, and the air felt colder than the coldest night. The circus was vacant, yet he could hear faint murmurs and echoes like if it contained the secrets of 100 haunting tales. As James moved deeper, he came to an ancient, creaking door at the rear of the tent. What was beyond the door was right out of his wildest fears. James hit at the door, and there, in the faint light of a flickering bulb, he notices. I'll let James describe it. It seemed like I'd gone into another dimension. Shadows flickered over the walls, and in the center of the room stood this old, dusty mirror. But the reflection in the mirror was not me. It was something nasty, A figure that wasn't me, yet it was gazing back at me with empty eyes. I felt a shiver run down my spine. I realized I wasn't alone. And that, my friends, is only a peek of the terrifying night that will haunt James forever. May you believe what may happen when the fairground lights go out. If you loved this spine-tingling story, please like it and leave your opinions in the comments. Until next time, be scary and curious. And remember that the creatures that go bump in the night may be waiting for you at the next haunted fair. Growing up in Fairhaven was a unique experience. Consider this small village nestled between hills and woods, where every year a magnificent carnival rolls into town. It wasn't just any carnival. It was an explosion of colour and joy that brought Fairhaven to life. As a child, I couldn't resist the allure of the carousel music and the exhilarating promise of adventure that the Fairhaven Carnival represented. Every time that beautiful occurrence occurred, I felt as if I'd entered a realm of wonder and ecstasy. As the sun dropped below the horizon, sending deep shadows across the carnival grounds, a strange energy permeated the air. The flashing lights of the many attractions appeared to dance in time with my expectations. Little did I realize that my naive quest for happiness would bring me into the grips of a disturbing encounter that would live on in the halls of my memory. As I reached the carnival gates, my heart pounded with young joy. The perfume of cotton candy and popcorn floated through the air, producing an enticing combination that stimulated my senses. The world has changed into a paradise of possibilities. So my trip started at the merry-go-round. You know, the spinning thing with gorgeously adorned horses that appeared to be stopped in mid-dance. The carousel was completely lit up, creating the illusion of a wonderful world. I couldn't help but be impressed by the small touches. As I took in the lovely environment, a charming music played in the background, drawing me closer to the carnival's heart. Little did I know, there was a fascinating mystery lurking beneath all the dazzling lights, ready to startle me. As I moved farther into the carnival, the mood changed. The once joyful laughter sounded distant, replaced by an unsettling quiet that sent shivers down my spine. The flickering lights produced long, frightening shadows, and an uneasy sensation sank into the pit of my stomach. But curiosity drove me farther into the carnival. Way among the attractions, I came to a tent draped with tattered banners reading "The Clown's Den." A sensation of gloom swept over me. A weird attraction drew me in. As I moved into the dimly illuminated interior, the entrance creaked open with an unsettling sound. The air inside was thick, with a scent of damp canvas and a faint trace of rot. Rows of empty chairs overlooked a small, poorly lit stage. As my eyes acclimated to the dim lighting, the environment became charged with an uncomfortable energy. Suddenly, the stage curtains rustled, and a figure appeared from the shadows, etching itself into the hallways of my dreams. A clown came before me, his face covered in garish makeup that stretched into a frightening grin. His gaze penetrated my soul, and his laughter reverberated around the tent like a haunting tune. At that point, the carnival evolved into a twisted realm where reality and horror merged. The clown invited me to join him on stage, and his laughing became louder with each tentative step I took. The crowd, hidden in the shadows, appeared to participate in his delight. The tent transformed into a weird theater, and I unwittingly participated in a horrific production. As I stood on the creaky stage, the clown's laugh turned into a melancholy symphony. His motions were erratic, a hideous ballet that echoed the discord in my own beating heart. I felt a chilly sweat form on my brow as I realized this was no ordinary carnival spectacle. With a burst of frantic energy, the clown produced a ragged deck of playing cards. With a flourish, he began weaving them through his quick fingers, each one exposing a face twisted into a horrific grimace. The atmosphere became palpably tense as the cards whirled in the air. Laughter in the blink of an eye, the clown hurled the cards at me, and as they dispersed in a chaotic whirlwind, I glimpsed flashes of disturbing images, sinister faces, twisted smiles, and eyes that seemed to follow. The laughing in the tent reached a crescendo, drowning out any sensible thing. In that odd moment, I experienced a wave of terror and intrigue, intertwined in an emotional dance. The clown, apparently pleased with his unnerving performance, bowed theatrically, and the tent's door invited me. The carnival resumed its vibrant facade. The recollection of the clown's chamber persisted in my nightmares, haunted by its discordant laughter and terrifying macabre dance. The Fairhaven Carnival, once a source of delight, became inextricably linked with the enigmatic clown who lurked in the shadows, leaving me wondering if the border between innocence and terror was as thin as the canvas of a carnival tent.